So I get a message from Dylan.
Right.
Was it? I don't know, like an hour before we're supposed to record.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I may need you to do the podcast with me tonight.
Look,
I'm driving at the time.
so
So I'm like halfway home.
You're like, oh,
halfway
God.
home. So I get home, like, okay, everything okay? It's like, yeah, stuck at work. It's like, so I may be out for actual. I don't know. He might be here for Arcade Couch.
Okay.
I don't know.
So we just
Listeners might know. I don't know.
You've already look. If you've listened it by release date, you've already heard. You know if Dylan's there.
Yeah.
You know if it's a highly unprepared show. You know what? I would, if he missed it, I would have, like, my number one guess would have been like he's had too much. His ego was too inflated from this week from all the good news he's had. Like
Well, yeah, yeah. So I say, oh, we can probably push it back. You know.
Yeah, 100%.
We can push back the recording for, so he can be on the show.
Yep.
He can have his funny stories. He can talk about his trading cards again. That sort of stuff. He says, nah, Ciaran won't wanna.
What do you mean I won't want to? Why are you using me as an excuse?
And I won't want to be up that late. I'm tired today, so. So yeah, just throwing him under the bus.
Oh my God, Dylan. What a...
And then I'm like, hey, I'm like, hey, are we definitely going to be on Arcade Couch? Like, right before I contacted you. And he's like, yeah, I don't know. I want to have something to eat too, so.
Oh my God.
I was pretty tempted just to message him, get your priorities straight.
Damn,
right?
Damn, Dylan.
Yeah.
Nah, I get it. I got those days at work where you finish work and you're like, man, I wish I did. Like, that was last week. Actually, no, last week fucking sucked. Last week just sucked in terms of, because for we record like depends for listeners at home. There's some shows we record in advance when we can do that.
Yes.
And then it just depends on how those recordings work out. And and this is coming from me, who I don't record nearly as much as you and Dylan do. You and Dylan record a lot more. You do extra shows than I do. But like just working it last week, because it goes, and part of it's, it's not all podcasting, but it's like, other than Monday night last week, it's like...
It's a prep for the podcasting.
Yeah, it's not... Other than Monday night last week, I think I had a commitment every night after work. And I was just not stopping. And I was just like, I can't be fucked. I think I got to Thursday when we were recording a show that is not fully announced. And Miss Marvel, I was like, oh, we have to do Arcade Couch tomorrow. Fuck. At least it's only the episode, and it shouldn't be a busy news week.
Oh, yeah, that was last week, wasn't it? There was like...
Yeah, but then like the
that,
Wednesday we did
Thor came out
on the Wednesday, and so that replaced our normal Wednesday.
All great podcasts you should check out on All New Marvelcast.
And then I think Tuesday, it isn't podcast recording, but I play D&D on Tuesday. So D&D is generally, I guess because I Dungeon Master for my D&D games, it's not really like an easygoing night. It's like my brain goes into overdrive of 20 billion different things, or I get home from work, I'm like, man, I should have done extra planning for this week's D&D session, and then have to do stuff straight after work. But yeah, it's how's your week been? Other than recording and work?
Yeah, I mean, fine. I mean, it's pretty basic, just trying to avoid the COVID again.
As it does. It seems especially, is it bad in Brisbane in general? I know like the Brisbane Lions Football Club is having proper demos.
It had one hell of a week. It was a rough watch.
Is that just a football club thing, or is it more there is just a general rise in that kind of stuff?
It's hard to tell.
Okay.
Okay. Because I feel like we're just at the point where we're living through it.
Yeah, it's just like it's the.
But apparently, hospitalizations are up.
Well, it's
I
like,
guess.
I guess so, because it's like mum and dad. Like my mum and dad at the minute are in Thailand or Singapore, or both. I think they're going to one and then the other.
Okay.
But a week and a half before they're supposed to fly out, mum cops COVID.
Ooh.
So mum moves out into the caravan, lives in the caravan for a week. They are flying out they flew out on last Sunday. Sunday before it, dad tests positive for COVID.
Oh no.
But luckily, because that's like the last possible day, because day 7 you are allowed to leave. Like day 7, you're
I
good
mean,
to
as
go.
soon as your mum got it, I mean, your dad should have just been around,
Yes, 100%.
Just get it.
Well, the
Just
thing is,
get
it was always surprising that Dad didn't get
I mean,
it
it's a
sooner.
high risk. I don't want to like put it out there.
Yeah,
but you should
100%. It was
purposely
like, if it
catch COVID.
It was, and we thought we were good. Like Dad, like Mum moved out straight away. They only really spent the one night together. Like when she was, infectious. I was helping my dad and my sister on the Saturday move some stuff to take some stuff to the tip and take some from my sister's house.
Mm-hmm.
We were in a movable van that was sat, three abreast in the front cab, and Dad had COVID and my sister copped COVID at the same time. I was in the middle, and I think COVID went around me. It kind of did a, hey, we've already had you once. We'll just leave you be for a bit. So I was good, and I tested several times to make sure I didn't get any symptoms. So, yeah, it's just that. So they were lucky enough that they still got to leave and everything. And Dad was like really bad. Like Dad was probably the worst out of the four of us. Dad was the worst of it, but he was good by the time they left on Sunday. But in between that, yeah, I've had this week has not been my week. Just in general. Bayonetta 3 gets a fucking launch date. The one bet, I think I've lost every bet I've ever made on this. And I'm happy being the villain. It's my part to play. I love that shit.
We're still holding out. I think it's like 2034. We'll see if physical media is still a thing.
Yes. It's we still got that. But Bayonetta, you know what? Bayonetta, I felt really good about Bayonetta not getting
It's still time.
a release date and not be coming out. And yeah, I was a little bummed, and I was like, oh, okay, that happened. And then yesterday, I'm like running late to work.
Yeah.
Well, not even running that. I had an appointment I had to be at, so I said, oh, I won't be starting work till 9:30 anyway. On the way to work, I get a puncture on my Tyre. I was like, fuck my life. So,
but you're in the middle of nowhere. Where are all these nails?
I don't know. I was driving out, and yeah, we just get a puncture, and I'm like, fuck. And then, dealt with that. And I say, right, so my car is brand new as of last year. Already in the 18 months I've owned this car, I've already had to deal with more not problems, but more accidental damages of this car than any other car I've ever had. In the last, and this is when it's all happened in the last 6 months. Within the first month of me starting my job, where I have to drive for about 45 minutes to get to work, I got a stone flicked up and cracked my windscreen.
Ooh.
So I had to
replace. While you were driving? While
I was driving, yeah. Cracked my windscreen while I was driving.
Good times.
So that was fun. Found out then and there that for some reason, past Ciaran was like, window cover. I don't need window cover on my insurance, so had to pay for that.
Fuck past Ciaran.
That's lesson learned. Now I have windscreen insurance on my car insurance. And then end of May, literally May 31st, pulling into the driveway that we had a couple people over, and I just tried to compensate a little bit too much turning into our carport and just scraped the back end of my car against a white post as I drove past it. So did an insurance job on that one and paid for the insurance, and paid the excess, which was all $600-$700. So I did that. And then, to the point, and then this puncture happens. I'm like, motherfucker. And I limped the car very slowly. Where I pulled over, it wasn't really a good spot to try and change it. Limped it ahead a bit. Tried to change it. Some reason my car, I always thought, right?
Here's my thing. Is it outside wheel or inside wheel to the road?
It is outside wheel.
Is it right
or
the
passenger
left?
side. It's passenger side.
Passenger. That's not too bad.
That's not too bad.
But you don't run the risk of getting hit by
Exactly. So limped it around just to a small parking bay. I always I don't know why. And I spoke to Dad the other day, and he's like, there probably is some. You just probably couldn't find it. My car just didn't come with tools. Normally,
really?
at least, normally I thought at least
there's
at least something to undo
crank
the
or
wheel nut.
Yeah,
there's a jack, but there was nothing to do the wheel nuts. I could not find anything to do with the wheel nuts. So I was like, fuck, okay. Luckily enough,
they must have stole it when they sold it.
Yeah, exactly. Luckily enough for me, my car, once it gets serviced, comes with roadside assistance for free from Ford.
Okay,
so
cool.
Did that, got that sorted. That's fine.
Mm.
Immediately I was like, work, I'm probably not going to make it in, but I'll try. I'm just going to try and quickly take my actual tyre to, Bob James to be like, hey, can you fix this? And did that, and they're like, "Oh, do you want the same tire?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's probably best to keep the same tire." They're like, "Okay, we'll have to order it in. It's going to be $458
For one tire.
for one single tire, as well as fitting and balancing or whatever." And I'm like, "Okay, fuck my life." So I have to wait for that, and like it's only a little flywheel tire, like it's only a little space saver, so it only like rated to do like 80 k's an hour. Yeah, it's just it was just a really frustrating day where I was like, my god, I couldn't even the funny thing was, I literally within like a minute of me being pulled over looking to check if it's a flat, one of my colleagues from work pulls up behind me. He's like, "Hey mate, you want a hand?" And like he tried, and he didn't have the right tools either. So I was like, "Just you head to work. I'll roadside assist this, whatever." I come into work today. He goes, "You staged it, didn't you?" I went, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, you knew I'd be driving down at that time, and so you staged your car with a flat tire there, so I could see you. So you had an eyewitness for work. So when you didn't come into work that day, you had somebody back you up." I was like, "Damn, I wish if I was that smart to do something like that, I wish it was something that didn't cost me $450. Like it could have been a cheaper method just to be like, hey,
well, you could have gotten a fake flat tire. That's what
flat tire, or just the classic where you just call somebody and say, "Hey, I've got gastro. It's coming out of both ends." Nobody questions that. No one
wants to witness.
Nobody wants to witness it. Nobody doubts that. Everybody immediately goes, "Oh God, okay, all right, just look after yourself. I'll see you tomorrow." Like that's fine. And then I got one other story in the bank. It was today. Luckily enough, it was just the two of us. So last couple of days, despite being down on my luck, they were, they're good, fruitful podcast talk. I have two dogs. This isn't a video podcast, so people can't see it, but people have seen them, probably on Arcade Catch video.
Yeah.
I have two dogs, Harley and Bella. We also refer to them as Pinky and the Brain because they are very much like Pinky and the Brain, the Animaniacs cartoon series. Bella, of course, being the brain because she's the female of the pair, and Harley being Pinky. Do you not know who Pinky and the Brain is?
Yeah,
I was going to say your face. Then I was going to be very
tonight.
I was
going to do what we do every day.
Try and take over the world. But no, Dad, like we get alert. We have a camera on the front of our house, so we get alerts and stuff. And when nobody's home, our dogs go away into little dog pens, like because if we leave them out, they dig giant fucking holes. And they're Great Danes. They have shovels for paws. It's so fun. So they have dog pens and everything, which has got nice beds, got water bottles and everything for them. Except for today at like lunchtime, I get a message notification flick up on my phone saying, "There is one movement on your security camera." I went, alright, obviously it might be something delivering, whatever. Check it up, there's this white and black dog running across the front of the yard. I was like, motherfucker, how did she get out? So Bella's running around, and so I couldn't get home, and nobody else could get home, because of course people being away. So I finally get home, and Bella's like, "Hey, what's up? I missed you." And as soon as I stepped out of the car, she kind of got the energy of, "I fucked up, eh?" And I was like, yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
So she's immediately like taken a step back a little bit. And then she's like following me from a distance as I walk over to the shed and to the dog pens and everything. And the way we block off that area is like is a baby gate that is like bungee corded to the shed, and then like it's set up properly on the other side. And I've been thinking all day, how has Bella got out and Harley hasn't? Because there's no sign of Harley on the camera anywhere. And normally, they follow each other around. So, eventually, walk over, and it's occurred to me, obviously when I've put them in this morning, I haven't clicked the gate properly across, and the gate's kind of just ledged on its like shutter. And so obviously Bella is like nudged that open and run through it. And when I've walked over, the gate isn't shut. The gate is just ledged too. But Harley has stayed in there when all he had to do was like either shove it with his nose a little bit, walk towards it, maybe lean against it slightly. Like if he had done absolutely anything,
put any weight on it.
Any weight on it at all, done absolutely anything, he could have been out with his sister. Instead, I have walk over there as he's like whinging that he's on his own in there. And I'm like, Mate, I try and he's not the fastest. He's not. He's my best mate.
No, you should be.
He's,
You
I'm
should
very
be
close
like,
to
you
him.
did the right thing. You stayed
he
behind.
did the right thing. He stayed there, and he deserves a treat for it. But at the same time, I'm like, mate, you know what? I probably.
Thank God you're not a criminal.
I was like, yeah, she is obviously the criminal. So, no. If anything, we often say with the holes that they dig in the garden or anywhere, it's Bella's the forewoman and Harley's the actual labourman. Like Bella will start the hole, and then Harley will keep going with it.
Okay.
So that's my life. The last couple of days, it's been fun and exciting and filled with just random events, shenanigans.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Actually, coincidence. Like in the first 12 months of having my most recent car, I had like 2 separate accidents.
Fucking hell!
It's like, well, yeah. One was like on a wet day. I got hit from behind. Like I was like the 3rd car in a row that got hit by like a truck.
Oh really? Fucking hell, Ashley.
Oh, it was pretty like minor. It was like I got
but still,
pushed forward a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the other one time, someone like backed into my car in the car park. But yeah.
I just realised with the recent hitting my car against the post on driving in has broken a streak because all of my like accidents.
So where is the post in regards to the
so there's like a wall,
to the driveway?
There's like a wall. So my car on the carport has a wall to the left of it, and like there's a bit of an overhang to the roof. So there's a pole that holds up that overhang. So all I've done is just turned really tightly into the carport, and just my back end is just like rubbed against it, like just like the back like rear panel is rubbed against it. It wasn't bad. It was kind of lightweight damages. It was just a case of it's slightly like honestly, if it was only paintwork, I probably wouldn't have bothered with an insurance job. I would have just either got a touch up paint or kind of buffed it out myself. But it like bent some of the metalwork, so I was like, I should probably definitely get that fixed. But no, it's broken a streak because all of the damage I've ever done to a car, at least the streak continues with one thing. It's always to an inanimate object.
Okay.
Like it's always with an inanimate object. This is the first time I've ever done anything going forwards, though. Every other accident or like car damage I've done to my car has always been by reversing.
Yeah.
I've reversed into a BMW. I've reversed.
How did that go down?
Yeah, that was fine. It was a family friend's BMW, so we got that really easily.
Oh, okay.
And that was fairly early in my driving. But yeah, reversed into a BMW, reversed into a number of poles, like scratched up my side of my paintwork, reversing past a wall. Inanimate objects just don't get out of the way, you know? And that's a real problem for me. They just stay there, and they just, Yeah,
I do get nervous around like the poles in like supermarket, like shopping center car parks. Mm-hmm. Like especially the large.
Sometimes they just jump
ones.
Out
It's like, I mean, if you've got a choice, it's like there's 3 parking spots. It's either the column next to you on the left or on the right, or there's the one with no columns. Go for the middle every time.
That's you know, I've been better. I will say I've been a lot better. It surprised me. You've been driving a lot longer than me, Ash, because you're so old.
A little bit longer. Yes.
But like this year, as of my birthday, last month, I've been driving for a decade now, which is kind of fucking insane for me to think that there is like for 10 years of my life now, I've had the ability to drive my car, like in the ability to drive on my own and go.
So I just did the maths. I've probably been able to drive as long as I haven't been able to drive at this point.
Oh my god, that's insane! Actually,
that is insane.
That's insane. Like it was like a big thing. Like it's like the moment when I realized I had lived here in Australia longer than I ever lived in England. Like that was what 2-3 years ago now. Was like I passed that point. So, yeah, it's really weird. I guess I always find looking at ages and looking at how we live our lives as really fucking interesting because so much is like kind of emphasis is put on like 18, 21, like those kind of age brackets when that is like such a small portion of your life. Like the first, like it's always amazing. Like so many people, like I don't know, it's something I've been reflecting on a little bit lately, just because you know I'm getting towards 30. I'm a couple years away from it. where so many people are like, you kind of get that impression on you, or the pressure on you very early to think your 20s are like what's important, right? Like your 20s are like the period of your life. Your 20s are like your period of your life where you've got to get all the fun stuff out. You got to do everything in your 20s, because past then you're screwed. And I think it's at least my perception of that has changed, and I think the perception in general has changed. I think a lot of people do a lot more with their lives in their 30s, like between 30 and 40, because, I think I'd say...
Because of science.
You say it to
That's
people,
why.
and it's what I'll say... science. It's what I'll say to, my kids or people looking at advice, or if you're somebody who's starting in your 20s or whatever, listening to this podcast is, dude, just... Your 20s are for fucking up. Like, just fuck up big during your 20s. Like, just...
Hold on, not, like, legally.
Don't legally fuck... Like, no.
Like,
but, take a
don't
chance.
do anything illegal, you know what I mean?
Like,
That's what we're saying.
Well, it's like, depends on the type of illegal we're talking about.
What we're saying is don't do anything illegal that hurts anybody else.
Don't hurt anybody else. Exactly. 100%.
Other than that, fair game.
But no. But don't be scared of making mistakes when you are 20 to 30. Like, just try things, and just, there's so many things in life you'll try and you'll go, you know what, that's not for me, and that's okay. But at least you tried. I think a lot of people just feel that pressure of their 20s to 30s. Also, at the same time, don't be in a rush to grow up. Don't feel the need.
Growing up sucks.
Don't feel the need to settle down and have a family and get your first kids or whatever. Don't do that shit. No. If you really want to do it, but slow down. Let yourself relax. Make your mistakes now, so it's not as big of a problem as for you as if you make a mistake when you've got a family. It's a lot bigger an impact of such mistakes. Like if it's this is turned into quite an insightful.
Yeah. What other bits of wisdom do we want to pass along?
I don't. It's. I think. I think it's great. It's just. You look back and looking at Explosion Network is always a weird thing because of it sprouted to life because of meeting. Everybody at RTX 2017.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was what? That's
5 years ago.
5 years ago now.
Which makes sense, seeing as we celebrated 5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Earlier this year, I want to say.
Yeah, and it's just very weird how people going to. I always remember seeing you in King Street Comics in Sydney, and it was just a really funny. It's just funny how people.
Yep.
Started coming together and hanging out and stuff like that. It's just very, very funny. And even though
it's kind of funny.
It is kind of funny. No, and even though it was I don't take part in kind of funnies content very much anymore. I don't even participate really in much of the community stuff anymore. I'm still part of the Facebook group, but that's just mainly for memes and personal laughs at different arguments and discussions that are going on. But yeah, it's always interesting to know that something like that created something that I'm pretty proud of, and something that we put a lot of hours into, and gives you the ability to forget about cinema screenings and just not show up to them or go to a different cinema.
Yeah, it's crazy that's created something that we're also passionate about and definitely committed to. And oh shit! I just got a message from Dylan. Just got home, so I'll just leave this week out. Sorry, I can't still make it through till later. No, sorry, I can edit it later if I want. Okay. That's not helpful.
Reactions.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you want to
the other thing,
just as a prelude, because we're about to record Arcade Couch. We do this beforehand. Yeah. Actually, how much stuff do you got to talk about for Arcade Couch?
I very quickly put together some articles, but not much.
Not much?
Here's my thing, though. Dylan's not going to listen to this. Let's be honest. He might listen to Arcade Couch.
I don't know. I think he will listen to this. This is the easy one to listen to. It's half an hour.
No. He'll listen to Arcade Couch. You know why? Because obviously that Bayonetta thing happened this week. He's like, what are these?
No,
fucks?
we don't mention it. We do not mention it.
That's
okay?
what I'm saying. We do not mention it at all.
Bayonetta. We've mentioned it here. Yes, everybody. Bayonetta is launched, and that sucks for my heart. I now owe Dylan
a
pizza and some PAX merch. So I'm gonna buy him a pizza and put the PAX merch on top of the pizza, and then close the box, and then give it to him all together, and then sprinkle some of Buddy's TikTok biscuits all over the top of it, and everybody gets their stuff all at once. You know,
that's sort of what I
mean. Great. But if you want to draw lots of how long our Arcade Couch episode's going to be, I'm going to say 50 minutes.
50? Okay, we'll see.
50 minutes at least, you know?
Yeah.
Shoot for the stars.
It's going to be a fun episode because I'm just going to spring articles on you, I guess.
Okay. That's cool.
I don't know. Cool. Yeah. Is that cool?
And actually, you know what? That, and you know what? I think we got this covered because I've got a topic for you. Yeah, no, okay, we're good. Yeah. How about
we've got this?
Because this is
5 years of experience. We know what we're doing.
Audience, you're listening. You handle the news. I've got like the main topic of bullshittery covered.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You know what? Thanks for joining us on this episode of Arcade Couch In Between the Cushions / the Arcade Couch planning episode.
Yeah. The pre-show, the prep, you know.
So,
get the booking. So I guess we do you want to say it or should I say it?
What does he say exactly, right? Like it's like we should start recording Arcade Couch
it's like
let's start the show.
Let's record Arcade Couch.
There it is. All right.
Okay, let's now I said it, so yeah.
No, you can also say don't edit any of this. Do not edit any of this. This all stays in.
No, yeah. Okay.
Let's record Arcade Couch, I guess.
That'll do.